Hey everybody, welcome to the Nobody's Podcast. We
Burgers.
are talking about things.
Burgers.
What are we talking about?
Oh, what are we
Podcasting.
talking about? Okay, I made a list of topics to talk about this month. Okay, so, like, the most important thing, more important than anything else, including the G1.
Yeah.
It just is. Me and Berica and our friend Katie and Matt, we went to the Matter of Pride showcase in Deer Park, Long Island.
Which was put together by Boy Diva.
And I'm not jealous at all that I missed it.
It's fine.
Ariel was busy doing drag things, and we were,
I was busy being... The only reason I could go is because my back was out of place and I could not perform that day, so I just went and watched wrestling.
that show was so moving.
So good.
And also so good. Like, the crazy part was, like, you know, like, we watch a lot of WWE.
Yes.
And every single match in that show was better than every single match on
Everything.
SummerSlam.
I also just, like... This is one of the first, like, really big indie shows I've gone to, really. And the interaction with the crowd and the performers was so fun and integral to, like, what they're doing.
And you just don't, like, it really felt like those performers loved each other, and you could feel it in the crowd.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, we sit around and talk about representation, but, like, people are out there really fucking doing it.
Actually fucking doing it.
And we all have to work harder to, like, support those people and encourage them and lift them up, and it was just so wonderful to be there. And we finally got to meet Effie, which was also a treat.
Had you never met him in real life?
No, we
other
just,
than today?
me and Effie just tweet each other multiple times a day. We don't actually...
Effie is the... I really can't talk about it because, like, I'm just gonna be a gushy person.
Just say it.
Nothing.
Berica's got a bit of a crush.
A bit.
There was one point where, like, after... Effie's gonna hear this, and that's what...
No, he probably will.
Effie, we're fully erect. That's what we're saying.
I'm not fully erect, but I could be. I'm tucked right now. Effie is a sweetheart. Also, we were taking pictures afterwards, and we're like, with Axel Report's phone, and at one point, like, he had to go check his phone, and Effie and I were, like, still, like, posing for the... I just hit you in the face, sorry. Still posing for the photo, and Effie turns to me and he's like, oh, we're just holding each other. And I absolutely fucking crumbled, which I don't do with
She
anybody.
did. I watched it happen, and, like, I turned around and I saw Berica falling apart.
I'm just like... Nobody ever does that to me. Effie did.
Yeah.
I will say that Berica's discovery about wrestlers in general, which you said, because you said this about both Effie and Xavier Woods, Berica just, both of them was like, Effie's so thick, and Xavier's so thick.
They're made of meat.
They're
They
big
are
meat
thick.
boys.
They're meat
but
boys. Oh
you
my
said thick in a way that made me feel dirty about both of them.
God. I just watched, last night I watched Llamas with Hats. Have you ever seen this?
I have no idea what you're talking
YouTube?
about.
There's a lot of meat involved, but a different kind of meat. But, like, that's how I feel right now. I feel like a llama with a hat.
Wow, someone please explain this on Twitter, because I do not understand.
Llamas with a hat. After having watched all 10 episodes of Salad Fingers.
Oh, you watched all of Salad
I watched
Fingers?
all of Salad Fingers.
Did you love it?
Yes. Also, just so disturbed. Also, like, what does Jeremy taste like? After watching, like, all episodes of Salad Fingers, I know what everybody else tastes like, but what does Jeremy taste like?
I don't even remember what she's talking about.
I am very confused
Somebody will know,
and a
and it's
little
fine.
upset.
So the reason we're talking about Salad Fingers, and you've probably seen this on social media, is that we run a little thing called the Mixed Nobody Pageant, where
Hi.
we get the strangest weirdos in all of Brooklyn to compete against each
And
other.
one of the strangest of all weirdos, Pinwheel.
Pinwheel!
Pinwheel
Week two.
Salad Fingers
did an
Tove
entire
Lo.
Salad Fingers drag number, and Ariel and Berica, did you know what it was?
I had never
drink
seen
more.
I had never seen Salad Fingers before, so seeing the number where someone in like a creepy molester voice talked about spoons, I didn't know where it was coming from, but I knew that I needed more.
I had
Yeah,
never
you might
seen-
not. You would hate them.
No. Well, you should watch it. Salad Fingers, all 10 episodes. You can watch it through and through on YouTube.
They are nightmares.
It's a nightmare situation. Like, why does Salad Fingers... I'm projecting into the phone. They're like trying to push me forward because they think I don't talk loud enough, but I'm like yelling at you. That's all.
Did you have any more thoughts on Salad Fingers?
Well, you interrupted me, and so now I'm distracted.
So, Berica, you watched some of the G1. I watched very, very little of it. Berica, did you have thoughts about the G1?
Oh, hold please. Oh, there's a... Oh, guys, I definitely have Colt Cabana's address in my phone.
That is not what we are discussing.
That's not what we're talking about, but it popped up on my phone, and it's there, and so you know I have his address. So our friend gave us a list of matches to watch, and there were a lot of Kenny Omega matches on there, so I just watched all of Kenny Omega matches.
Okay, what did you think about them?
I don't think I like him any more than I did before.
Okay.
He's a good wrestler. I don't know, was there anything like... There's not any, like... I don't know. I should have prepared for this more.
I mean, I know that Kenny Omega has a lot of things about his curly hair and how he feels it's very important to rep curly-haired people.
Really?
He does. His whole thing's that, like, he was made fun of, I guess, for having curly hair.
Dumb.
I don't think I knew this.
I swear I heard this somewhere, possibly from one of you. Someone told me that, like, maybe it was a Twitter person. If you told me it's on Twitter, at me. But someone told me that his curly hair thing is partially because he wants to be a representative for curly-haired people that he didn't see growing up.
I did not know that.
Hey, Kenny. It's possible to have better curly hair than that.
There are just better looks.
I just don't think that having your, like, badly bleached long curly hair is the way to rep for those curly-haired kids.
A Muppet mullet is not the way to go.
And, like, you seem like a really nice boy.
He does
That's
seem
the thing.
nice.
He seems like such a nice boy. I just want, like... There are such good curly-haired looks that he could have. He doesn't currently have one. It makes me sad because I know that you can do better.
Do you guys understand the concept of the G1? Like, do you guys know what it is?
I actually don't at all. I actually don't know. No.
Okay, so the thing about the G1 is that it's like, I don't know how, I think it's 18 people. I'm probably wrong about that, but they're separated into an A block and a B block. And so every single night for basically a month and a half, the people in the A block fight each other and the people in the B block fight each other. And they take turns all fighting each other. And then at the end of the tournament, and you get a certain amount of points for a win, and a certain amount of point for a draw, and a certain amount of point for a loss.
I want to die.
And then at the end, the winner of the A block and the B block fight each other. So it's kind of like the longest form storytelling you can do in wrestling because it's like so many nights.
It's literally like a month and a half long.
It's hours and hours and hours every single night. So it's an interesting experiment and not something that American audiences can ever really tolerate.
WWE wishes they could.
They really just couldn't because their writers are incompetent, but also like American audiences can't pay attention like that.
You really go in on those writers.
I mean, it's a lot of wrestling. That
It's
sounds,
too much.
That's like watching Game of Thrones. You have to keep track of a lot.
It's true. I kept up with it last year. I failed miserably this year. I watched the finale, which was Tanahashi versus Ibushi, and those boys are very nice. Tanahashi won. There was a lot of conversations about whether or not he should have won, considering he's way older. So it's kind of like having like almost like a John Cena win, like a big tournament, which it's kind of like, why? Like, we all know what John Cena can do.
I don't know. He paid his dues. We're respecting our elders.
Right.
Who's Kenny Omega's partner in the Golden Numbers?
Ibushi.
Okay.
That's who was also in the final versus Tanahashi.
Oh, this is something I learned. Kenny has never won a match against Ibushi.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
The announcers told me that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he still didn't win this one.
Right, because Ibushi went to the final. Yeah.
I mean,
isn't that interesting? But they also like hugged it out afterwards.
Yeah, because they're boyfriends.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're not really.
They're not really.
Not really.
And, like,
they're baiting us.
Very tired of people not actually admitting their sexuality in the world.
Yeah, you are.
I'm over it. Every time there's like a hint of something, I'm like, fuck hints.
Yeah, fuck it.
We're
just
not dancing around this anymore.
life.
It's 2018.
Fucking live your life.
Okay, so this is a good. I know. I'm gonna make a segue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to the Progress show in New York this month, which neither of you were at, but there were not one, but 3 gay characters in the Progress show.
Really?
One was Ashley Vox, who was a little, I I'm some kind of queer woman, and she was amazing, and she lost her match, but was so cool, and the crowd was so behind her, and she came out with a rainbow flag, and I almost cried.
Oh, cool.
The other two were Jack
Cool,
Sexsmith, who is like kind of like a little twinkie hipstery British boy, and David Starr, who plays his boyfriend in a tag team called Sexy Star.
Oh.
Now, it's controversial because David Starr is straight in real life, but the characters are, unlike the Golden Lovers, quite openly gay. And it's not ambiguous. So people feel really conflicted about it.
Well, but is that Jack Sexsmith, is he gay in real life?
He is pansexual in real life.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go back to this, that any human who studies humans and plays another human can play any human they want, but also you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, when we're talking about things like Matter of Pride, where there are queer wrestlers out there...
These are queer wrestlers.
Who,
there are people available that are queer in real life that can do this.
Yeah, I think it's important to give people a chance to, like, rise up. So rather than, like, having the all-queer league and forcing people to start their own thing because they're not brought into other stuff, like... Hire fucking queer wrestlers. It's not like they're not there.
On the other hand, like, Jack and David clearly really like each other, probably came up with this story organically, and good for Progress for putting them in a match.
Sure, I
Big up for Progress, because I've heard a lot about Progress and about what they're doing, and obviously Glenn recorded something with us earlier this month, which will be released someday.
Sometime soon.
Yeah.
Someday.
Not gonna shit on Progress.
No. I think they're
storylines.
actually doing a progressive thing.
I mean, 3 queer characters in one wrestling show that's not an explicitly gay wrestling show is a huge deal.
Really huge.
And the other thing about it that I thought was fascinating was that the audience at that Progress show. So this is interesting too. They start every Progress show by telling the audience, like, we don't put up with people being dicks.
Nice.
Like, and the audience takes that seriously. So in one match, like, someone called, I think, one of the heels, like, a pussy ass bitch. And the entire crowd chanted them down and just started screaming, "Don't be a dick" at them. And, like, that doesn't happen.
That's so different.
Yeah, and I think it's so amazing that, like, all it takes in wrestling shows is really just to tell people.
Considering at our SummerSlam viewing party, there were people that had left SummerSlam, the actual SummerSlam, to come to our party because there were people in the crowd being racist and being stupid, and, like, nobody wants to hear that anymore. Like, stop being a fucking dick.
And all the WWE, like, it would, I'm sure it wouldn't fix everything, but if the WWE started their shows saying, we don't tolerate homophobia, we don't tolerate racism, we don't tolerate, like, it would just set a standard, and it's mind-boggling that they don't do anything.
I was about to say, it's not a radical stance to be like, we don't
really
support hate. But then here we are.
Yeah.
But
so
we don't
thank you,
support
Progress, for, like, being progressive and doing the damn thing. Thank you, Matter of Pride, for having the balls to, like, do an all fucking queer promotion.
Right. And the night before the New York show in Progress, and I saw it on Twitter and Instagram and shit, there was in Boston, the British Strong Style boys, Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate were wrestling those babies, and an audience member screamed, like, kiss each other, and the rest of the audience booed that audience member.
Really?
Then the boys took turns kissing each other to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We don't fucking
we don't deal with that shit.
Yeah. So it's like it's not the performer's fault either. The performers clearly don't give a fuck.
Oh, totally.
You fucking fans out there, and obviously the people that are listening to this know this, but, like, be better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that people who are watching us are, like, okay with, like,
they already
shit.
know. But, like, if there's somebody out there that's not, or that's listening to this for the first time, like, just don't be a dick.
Look, if you're listening because you think that Berica is a woman, I have some news for you.
Yeah, I have some news for you, too. I am a woman.
God is a woman.
God is a woman, and so is Berica.
The other thing also was just that the British Strong Style boys put on such an amazing match that night.
Little angels.
I just love them so much, and I want them, and like they're such stars, and I want them to succeed everywhere and always.
Just
Tyler Bate. What did you call it? It was... You and some of our friends were like looking at one of his vacation looks.
Oh, his fuckboy on vacation vibes.
Fuckboy on vacation.
He's
Tyler
always
Bate.
in like a Gucci belt and like Hermes pants and like a black like top shop button down with like a gold chain, and it looks so like fucking obnoxious, but like also
But it works
perfect.
for him.
Like also completely perfect.
He's like, I'm here to slay your vag. He just wants you to know.
Or your butthole. We don't know.
we don't know.
We don't know.
He was supposedly dating Liv Morgan for a while.
I feel like an
Is
outfit
that
like
the tongue
that
girl?
says...
Yeah, that's the
I
tongue
love
girl.
her.
An outfit like that screams heterosexuality.
Yeah, big
to me.
time. Heterosexual on vacation.
Heterosexual.
It's just like, that's like a very... Queers don't wear that shit. Which is not
So
to say
I
it's
bet the Hell's
bad.
Kitchens ones do.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they do. They do.
Yeah, if you've got if there's like a guy in a great big torso who skipped leg
I mean, here's the thing.
like
I have that same outfit at home. I just don't wear it.
Don't do it.
I don't think you do.
I think I,
don't
have
think
something
you do.
very similar. I'm gonna wear it next time.
You
we
have a
go out.
Gucci belt?
I don't have a Gucci belt. Let's be honest. I used to have Coach shoes.
Really?
Yeah, like they had Coach all over, and I felt like a twat.
Yeah.
So I got rid
That's
of
right.
them.
That's right. What's next?
Berica, why don't you tell us about your adventure at Caroline's?
Oh my god.
Do it. Do it.
So our friend Lucy T WWE, look her up. She's on YouTube and Instagram at Lucy T WWE.
We did her show.
We did her anniversary show. She texted me one night and was like, "Hey," and it's just still so funny. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to Dolph Ziggler's comedy thing at Caroline's." And if you don't know anything about comedy, Caroline's is like, when you come to New York, Caroline's is the place to do comedy, and Dolph Ziggler rented it out. I'm not gonna say like he earned that spot because I don't think he did. He definitely rented it out and had some friendos there. So I went with Lucy T and
You have some stories to tell about it.
I have a couple stories I'm trying to think of. Okay, so there's a lot of non-comedians, and from what I've heard, you told me this, is that Dolph Ziggler just gets people that don't do comedy to open up for him, so it makes him look better,
That's the rumor. I don't know that to be
well, it
true.
actually makes complete sense, because while Dolph Ziggler was actually pretty decent, and I'm giving him a lot of credit there, the people before him, okay, so there's some guys from behind the scenes of WWE that got up and did comedy for the first time. There was one guy that's on the social media, or the media team for WWE, and I don't remember his name right now. Apologies. But he was really fun. But then there was this other guy. God, I wish I had the names right now. I did not bring my notes, you guys.
It sounds like a memorable evening.
Well, I wanted to remember, but also wanted to forget a lot of it.
Well, why don't you tell us about the things that you for sure remember?
There were a lot of misogyny, and but Renee Young was the main host of the evening, and she just rules a fucking room. She comes in, everybody's engaged, she's beautiful, and just knows how to work a fucking mic. I was taking notes on her and what she was doing because she knows how to control the room. And it was right after that shit with Meltzer, whatever his fucking name is, and his shit with
Peyton Royce.
And Renee had to get up there and be a pretty angel baby and deal with that.
I have an important question. What was Renee wearing?
Oh, good question.
She was wearing short jean shorts, like Daisy Duke jean shorts, and like an army jacket that went over them. She looked perfect. And her hair was laid blonde, just like...
She's leveled her pussy up. I liked that leather jacket with the blood splatters all over it that she was wearing the other
I
night.
did not see that.
She
But
needed to graduate from her,
gorgeous.
like, she used to be like a bedazzled Chico's kind of girl.
She's not anymore.
Good.
If that was
Good
the
on
case
ya.
before. And she's just a great host. So, she should be on Monday nights and every other night.
Oh, that's a news thing that happened this month that we could talk about. Renee Young, for the first time, possibly in the WWE's history, someone will fact check us on that, put a woman on the commentary table for the whole night. and it was Renee, and she was amazing. And I watched the episode solely because of her, and she was so good.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, I think a lot of people watched it because of her, and I think it's so frustrating that WWE had Jonathan Coachman on for months, who like broke kayfabe numerous times, like insulted the intelligence of the audience, and then the solution is just like right in front of them. Hire the capable woman,
chick.
Yeah,
who is also married to Dean Ambrose, who's now beefy, beautiful.
Right.
I'd like to see them fuck.
I would like to point out for everyone who's like, what is happening behind the nobodies? We are in the basement of a bar that we work at, so if it sounds like there's some sort of...
Coming to you from the basement of Bizarre Bushwick, nobodies.
There's apparently some sort of furniture moving contest upstairs.
Yeah, you get free booze if you move your furniture.
So if you hear a lot of shit happening, that's what it is.
You also said you met Tommy Dreamer?
Yeah, so back to the comedy thing. So I didn't know the lineup at all. The Miz was there. What's his name? Oh, God, I don't know his name. It's fine. I don't know anybody's names, y'all. The Miz was there. But also, we were about to record the next day. We did a video, and it will come out someday. Tommy Dreamer and Raven. And it just so happened this night that Tommy Dreamer was on the comedy special, and so they announced that they were going to do a Q&A afterwards. So I got up and I was like, I need to ask Tommy Dreamer something and see if he gives me any tea about this match that we're about to review. Got up and was like, hey, blah, 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 I host a thing on YouTube called Nobody's Watch Wrestling. First of all, I got my first boo in person. As soon as I said Nobody's Watching Wrestling, this guy behind me and Lucy T goes, boo!
No one's ever booed one of your performances? I don't mean sound surprised by that. I'm sorry. That was so rude.
Not way, and not in that vicinity. I looked back at him, I gave him the best look possible, and he just cowers. He's just I scared him.
Yeah.
When I turned around, I wasn't even drag, and I was like, turn around and gave him this look, and he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
You forget that a drag queen is someone who could kick your ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass. I wasn't even wearing heels that night. And even Lucy T, who's this blonde bombshell, with big eyes, she's gonna laser...
She'll cut you.
She'll laser you to death with her eyes.
She'll laser hair removal you to death.
Yeah. So I got up and I asked Tommy Dreamer, I'm reviewing this match, can you give me a tea? And he was like, oh, I've lost a lot, which, he lost his partner in life that day. Cut to... after the show.
Oh!
And here's the thing, y'all.
Speaking of beef bombs.
We're about to leave, and this guy comes around, taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around and he's like, oh my God, I love your show. And I said, oh my God, Xavier. Xavier pops up behind me and Lucy T, and it's like, I knew when you got up and you said, Nobody's Watching Wrestling, I said to my friends that I was with, I've got to go meet this person. Just a role reversal of Xavier Woods fangirling over me.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
I don't know what his contract stipulates. I don't know if he's allowed to say that he
Okay,
is a fan.
I'm sure he's allowed
Austin Creed came up to me after the show. No, we're allowed to talk about that. We talked about this.
I mean, I just don't want to blow up anyone's shit.
I'm not blowing up any of his shit.
He didn't say anything incriminating.
The fact is, he just came up to me and was like, hey, I love your fucking show. I love what you're doing. It's so good to meet you. And I'm like, oh my God, thanks for coming up. He invited me out after that. We hung out all night. And here's the tea, though.
Ooh. He thick?
He thick. He thick. I gave him one of our Nobody's patches, which you can find exclusively on our Patreon.
$12.
Or if you're a WWE superstar, you get one for free.
That's fair. All y'all get one for free.
Yeah. So, but I went out with him afterwards. He's just a sweet little angel baby. He's just so normal, and he wanted to be on our show. Didn't work out.
It could happen.
Yeah, someday. And this is tea that I could give you. But we were out at the bar afterwards, and we're just having fun. He introduced me to some of his friends, and he's just such a normal dude.
I'm so jealous.
And he started he had these really cool And One shorts, which you would love, Axe Report. They were and one but fashion.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, when did and one get cool?
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah, so cool. Anyways, he started lifting up his like short legs, and I was like, first of all, you shave your legs, girl? He's like, no, I don't shave my legs. I'm like, look like you shave your legs. He's like, no, I don't shave my legs. I was like, and then I go, oh, you're just baiting all of us. He was like, yeah, I cast a wide net.
Oh.
I fucking lost my shit laughing so hard. He's like, yeah, I cast a wide net, girl. I was like, oh, girl!
He called you girl?
I don't know if he called me girl. I was calling him girl the whole night, though. It's like
He obviously does not care.
he doesn't
call him
care.
Girl.
And
He just made it into the Guinness Book of World Records.
For what?
For his YouTube show about video games as the most video game subscribed YouTube
Oh,
show.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just the best, and that's somebody, if we're gonna support, like, the hierarchy of wrestling, those are some people you should be supporting.
Totally.
A+.
Next topic that because we mentioned it in passing, I do think it's worth talking about for a few minutes. Did you follow what happened with Meltzer and Peyton Royce?
No.
I saw a little bit
of it.
I saw a little bit, and I saw your response, and I saw a lot of our fans being like, just give DJ Axe a report his job.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, I mean, just give me his job.
Just duh.
So, in passing, Dave Meltzer, the world's most prominent wrestling critic, was talking about Peyton Royce from the Iconic Duo and mentioned, they're not doing much with her on the main roster. I liked her more in NXT when she was lighter and more attractive.
You know what? I did hear about this, yes. Now that you're saying that, I
Clearly
yes.
referring to her breast implants.
Oh.
And immediately Peyton was like, this is not how you talk about a person.
Disgustoid.
This is why little girls develop eating disorders.
I totally remember that. I did read about, their Twitter
I didn't know
blew
it
up
was in
about this,
reference to breast implants. I didn't realize that had happened. But it was just like, in general, just talking about a woman's body, and that like they were better for like having this type of body rather than the body they totally exist in the present.
Just gross.
He apologized in the most disgusting way possible, where he tweeted back at her like, I thought about what I said, and I'm truly sorry. You're an incredibly attractive woman.
Oh my god!
Come on, dude. And then the next day, he recorded...
Meltzer.
He recorded a much more thoughtful apology where he was like, I thought about what I said. I was absolutely wrong. I'm offering an apology. Nothing I say can take back what I said that was wrong. I'm trying to do better. I see why I was wrong. You're all right to point out I was wrong. And I was like, that's legit.
Well,
but
that's
also,
good.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. You've had enough time, and it's
2018. There's a new generation of critics coming up, including us, that are just gonna get rid of these old fucking losers.
Yeah. I'm only gonna say horrible things about men's bodies.
Until we're not allowed to anymore.
I'll eventually apologize for everything I've said, because I've said horrible things, so I am the wrong person to be discussing this.
You could talk about somebody's costume, their aesthetic,
their makeup,
that sort of thing. Don't fucking talk about their body.
Yeah. Unless it's a compliment. Just say she looks good.
Also,
that's all you have to say.
And now that I'm saying this out loud, I think I probably need to do better.
We all need to work on
better,
it.
But also, their bodies aren't why they're a good wrestler.
Right.
Yep.
Talk about their moves. Talk about, I don't know.
And yes, we as a group do make denigrating comments about men's bodies, and it is different.
But there's
because
a point.
of the history of gender inequality.
And this is going into beyond our kayfabe, is that there's a reason that we talk about this, is because
you're both looking at me, so I'll just say it. I thoughtfully say sexually aggressive things about male wrestlers because I think it's important to insert queer sexuality forcibly into this narrative. Yeah. Because I do think that a heterosexual norm is expected, and I think that...
But that's not all we're talking about when it comes to men's wrestling. And
no.
It feels like with people like Meltzer, all they're talking about when it comes to women's wrestling is their fucking
Not
bodies.
all. He is a fair wrestling critic sometimes, but often he does talk about their bodies.
So
way too much for someone who is literally the most
We also know
person.
that Finn is a fantastic wrestler, but I also know I almost creamed my pants when Glenn was talking about having had lunch with him the day before we met him. And so... There it is.
What we're saying is that we can all do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Also, Fergal, come to our show.
He will never. He's heard our show.
I don't think he will never.
I wonder if Glenn will show him our show someday.
I think Glenn probably has talked. I mean, Glenn hung out with us basically the whole time he was here.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing.
When he could.
If Finn Balor has seen our show, he will definitely not do our show.
Oh, probably. You're right.
If he sees us talk about him, he'll be like,
I know.
Yeah,
here's the
maybe
thing.
I don't need to go
Here's
there.
the thing. If he actually agrees to do our show, I think we should probably aggressively give me the day off.
Aggressively give you the day off.
like I should not be allowed to be there because then it will turn into a situation. Maybe not. I don't know, but I think I'm putting it out there that maybe I shouldn't be at that show.
If you subscribe to our Patreon, you know that if you spend $10 or more, you get to ask the Nobodies a question. These are the questions that you asked. First, from Virtua Cat.
Hi, Virtual Cat.
Hi.
Hey, who is your favorite Mega Man boss?
I don't remember anything about Mega Man. I definitely played the first 3 Mega Mans on like Nintendo Original. I don't know, you tell me.
I was going to sarcastically say Dr. Robotnik because that's from a different game.
Oh, I thought about him!
But
Also, Sonic the Hedgehog was a complete rip-off of Mega Man.
Not even close to true.
Not
think that's
really.
Very
I think that's
similar.
true. Barrica says like a fucking Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah, I think
Anyway.
it's true. You just compare me to Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
Yeah, just
She has
inventing your
good
own
makeup.
truths.
Who is your favorite Mega Man boss? You Jackson report.
Does Tron? I don't know if Tron Bonne was ever a boss, but she's my favorite Mega Man villain.
I don't know who that is.
She's more obscure.
That is
Of
deep
course.
cut.
She is more obscure.
Oh my god.
Whoever the most obscure Mega
DJ
Man
Jackson
boss
report has to be a
is,
snob about his video games.
whoever the most obscure one is, that's the one I love.
The real answer is I just love Servbot the most.
Okay,
What's
so like let's get
Servbot?
real.
Servbot is like one of those little yellow Lego guys that just like walks around with a tray of potatoes.
Yeah, I do remember that.
With potatoes?
I'm gonna
He likes
say
potatoes.
I'm gonna go deep cuts. I'm going based on stages because the bosses themselves are. I really enjoyed from Mega Man 2, Airman and
Airman! I remember him.
and Heatman. Those
remember
are like
Heatman.
2 A+ boss stages.
This is
or
one
stages.
video game, so you should know, Mega Man 2, that I actually almost beat and played
It's
for a
so
long time.
hard.
So good though.
I was really good at it.
The music in that game is incredible.
Mega Man 2 A+ game. But I'm gonna go Airman, Heatman. Oh, Flashman's really good too. Everyone in Mega Man 2.
Cutman.
Oh my god.
I really
Cutman's
want-
Mega Man 1.
I really
know.
want to
That's
play
all the way
Mega Man
back.
now. How
Yeah,
do I play
I have
this?
it. I have a few on my like video game systems. I don't even know what system I have.
Oh, I'm gonna go download all that shit on the Switch now.
They're fun.
Yeah.
What?
Alright, done.
How do I do this?
Garrett asks,
Okay.
where in the greater NYC area or online is your go-to for leather or pleather pants? I don't wear those,
Gothic
Garrett.
Renaissance,
The
where
answer
you
is
can
Gothic Renaissance.
You can get
Gothic
20% off when you mention the Nobody.
It's
Oh.
like not. I mean, like first of all, they sponsor us and like great, but also
Yeah.
that's actually
They
the
also,
actually
answer.
have
just
them.
They
fucking go
have
there.
good leather pants.
So
They
here's the
also
deal.
just have, and they have stylists on point.
Yeah, they'll help.
Ask for Brenna or Shanita or Stitch. They will hook you fucking up and like make you look fabulous.
Yeah.
And when you go, if you get there before the 14th of the month, say the Nobody's at checkout and you'll get 20% off
20%.
those leather pants or
Yeah.
pleather. So
Leather is also like it's worth investing in, and if you are going to invest in it, get that 20% off.
Oh,
Yeah.
smart. That's the answer. You're welcome. Constance would like to know, I'd like to hear you react to follower comments on all social media sites. Well,
just gonna-
Constance, way to ask something huge. Jesus, I love you to death and your wedding photos look great, but like...
I don't know how to
We
address
actually
that.
do it.
We like reply. We all
active.
work really hard at trying and replying as much as possible. In general, how I react is positively because our fans are really cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say...
I'm gonna pull up our YouTube real quick, and I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna see what some.
While you're doing that, I'll give my overview, which is it's either people are the coolest or I'm starting to understand how women feel online. Like there's a weird like subculture of like, oh, like I'm starting to get like I am not getting the onslaught that you all are getting. Like ladies, I am sorry, but like I get one. Oh my god,
Oh.
Berica's just fully listening to an ad on her phone like an insane person.
It just came up on our thing. We have to pay for our videos somehow.
I totally get like 1/100th of the creepiness, and it's not cute.
I am always impressed because we have very, very, very specific niche humor, the three of us.
Yes.
And our fans always get our jokes, and it's crazy to me.
Or at least a few people always respond to them. Maybe you don't all get them. But
I mean, a lot of them are getting a lot of it, and that's more than I've ever thought would ever be possible out of my crazy brain.
Yep. Berica, what are you doing?
I'm looking at our latest video. It's the Macho Man versus what's the video we watched?
Ricky Steamboat.
Our latest classic match on YouTube, which you can find Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat. I'm just gonna pull up a random question here, and we're gonna answer it. Elizabeth was the very soul of sweetness and innocence. All you had to do was make the audience really hate a heel. Was to have it look like she was even going to hit her. She was the greatest babyface manager in history. That is until she jumped to WCW, became an absolutely vicious heel, and was even better. I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about that?
No, I really don't.
Now I want to watch Miss Elizabeth be a
let's go
bitch.
watch that.
Oh my
Love it.
god. So answer to that question, we'll just watch a WCW match.
Everyone's got a lot of great advice for us. We love our fans. You all are beautiful, amazing babies. Can't get enough of you. It's honestly, every time someone gives a fuck that we do something, I am shocked and amazed.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just kidding. I am really a lot.
You know, I did not, as like a middle schooler that no one liked, think that one day strangers on the internet would enjoy me.
The
And
internet
if you're a
didn't
middle
exist
schooler,
then.
if you're a middle schooler listening to this right now that feels like you're not liked, also don't look up to us, but also it gets better.
Also, why do your parents let you watch this?
Also, fuck anybody that's giving you shit in middle school, because everybody's a fucking turd in middle school.
Middle school sucks.
It's a fucking
Anyway,
turd fest.
Also,
last question?
Heather asks,
Oh, no, not the last question.
yeah, it is,
Oh, great.
which wrestler do you think will have the best career post-WWE? As in, like, John Cena has movies and shit, people are doing other stuff.
I honestly just don't think a lot of them really can, because they're like brainwashing these poor people to like not be very good at other kinds of media in the same way.
Yeah,
I'm anxious to see Shinsuke go back to NJWP.
He's too old.
I was trying really hard to think of somebody in this world that I think could, like, sell really hard as, like, not as, like, a...
Finn
like,
Balor as a host on SNL. Thank
Finn,
you.
I think they should just let Finn do a bunch of fashion campaigns, and that would
Yeah.
be the way to do it.
Here's my
Oh,
actual
shit.
answer. I think
They won't let him, though.
Yeah, that's
I think the
stupid.
person who has the most ability out as a talker currently is The Miz.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Miz will definitely have a career after WWE.
I could see him in a movie.
Because, like, I appreciate he was at that comedy thing too, and I appreciate he come out and making fun of himself for being on Real World. But also, he knew one thing I commented to Lucy T WWE when we were at the show is like, Miz has been the same since he was on
It's true.
Real World.
Yeah.
His character is the same. He knows who he is, and this is a lot for me to give the Miz. Because I don't necessarily love his character, but he is the same person. He knows who he is, he knows what he wants to be, and he's always known this. So I
Yeah.
think he will actually have a great
It could
career.
be, yeah. But he's also going to be stuck with the WWE.
He's going to be stuck with him for a while.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he is the next John Cena rock,
Probably, yeah.
person.
Another option, honestly, is all of our New Day boys.
All
Yeah.
of the new boys.
Look,
yeah.
Xavier has a really charming YouTube show
Yeah.
where he knows exactly how to be a talker and a host and someone who's not just a wrestler. So I think he is, like, but, like, all three of the New Day guys are really
So charming.
superb on-camera
Can't wait to-
personalities.
But again,
Fix
it's like
the thing.
they're deeply embedded in the world of WWE.
Sure.
And will they ever move on? Who
Oh,
knows?
I
Dolph
don't-
Ziggler's going to have a fantastic comedy
All right,
career.
that's
Okay,
enough. We're
but-
done here.
Everyone, our links are below. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to
Also,
this.
you know what? You might be listening to this on YouTube, but we're also on iTunes now.
Yeah.
So follow us on iTunes. Give us a 5-star. What do they say?
Rate, review, subscribe.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Bye. Okay, I need to go home and take a nap.